Hello everyone, the new standard weapons for upcoming Lahai Roy Wua have finally been released, including their stats, so I can finally cover it. However, there is some passives for a majority of these weapons that are specific to the new limited characters, so I will try and retell what I've told in multiple videos before, because the mechanic isn't out yet, so there's probably going to be new viewers here who don't look at leaks, right? Everyone can do Toon Break, right? This is a universal truth. Everyone is going to be allowed to do Toon Break in Wuthering Waves. That part of the mechanic is universal. However, there are sub-mechanics that only specific resonators, well, the Lahai Roy characters can do, okay? So some of these weapons are going to have a passive that only, as of right now, Linnae can activate. Not even Mornai can activate this, okay? Just want to get that straight out of the way. Toon Rupture and Toon Strained are specific to Linnae currently. If you play HSR, like I've said a bajillion times, just think of Super Break. Everybody can do a normal break, but only a few limited characters or specific characters can actually trigger Super Break, right? So, let's start off with the Broadblade. The Broadblade is 587 base attack, of course, at max level 90, and 38... Wait, no, this is the sword, no? Okay, this is the sword. Sorry, this is the sword. 38.8% energy regen, base attack of 587, and a passive of increasing attack by 12%, and it increases by 3% more for every single refinement. And the same goes for the second part of the passive, I believe, on all of these weapons. The second part of the passive is dealing damage to targets under Toon Strain Interfered, grants 24% resonance skill bonus for 3 seconds. Re-triggering this effect resets its duration, right? So if you have Linnae, then you're getting a pretty nice, buff. It's still not anything crazy. I think most people just care about these weapons having crit stats because, I mean, they're the most valuable on a lot of these weapons. So this might not be as, looked by people. However, it's still not the worst, I guess. It's something new, right? After this, we move on to the Broadblade. Same basic attack, but this time a crit damage stat of 48.6%. Same attack passive. They all have the same attack passive. However, the unique passive to this Broadblade is, once again, dealing damage to targets under Toon Strain Interfered, grants 24% resonance liberation bonus for 3 seconds. Re-triggering this effect resets its duration. Next, we move on to the pistol. The pistol has gotten another crit stat, but a new one, being crit damage. The same 48.6% as the Broadblade, same attack passive. However, when a resonator in the team casts a Toon Break skill, it grants 20% all attribute damage bonus to the wielder for 14 seconds. This one is actually universal, because anyone can do a Toon Break skill. After this, we have the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet gives 24.3% crit rate, same basic attack, same attack passive. However, its unique passive is that dealing damage to targets under Toon Strain Interfered grants 6% basic attack damage bonus for 3 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. This effect can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds. Re-triggering the effect resets its duration. And last but not least, we have the Rectifier, right? This is something a lot of people have really wanted to get a crit stat weapon of, right? They've been really hyped for something like that to happen. However, let's just say your hopes were not met. We have 38.8% energy regen and 525 base attack, being the lowest out of all of these. So it has the same attack passive, surprise surprise. However, it does have a more universal second passive with the Tune Break skill activation. It grants a 12% more attack increase and a 12% basic attack damage bonus to the wielder for 14 seconds. So, those are all the upcoming Lahai-Roi standard weapons for Wuthering Waves. Let me know what your guys' thoughts is on it down in the comments. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all have a great night. And peace out.